Pato O'Ward. Welcome.
One of the only ones that calls me that.
Full names, because it's a very official capacity, because you've just driven in a official practice session at your home Grand Prix here in Mexico City. How was that experience?
It was awesome. Mexico is special. The fans here have so much love for motorsports, for Formula One, and for their racing drivers and their athletes. So it definitely was one to remember, and pretty pleased with how it went. Truly. Obviously, I was not on my own plan. I was testing a lot of different pieces on the car, upgrades, and bit of extra pressure. There's only one, so there was a big emphasis: do not push, or push within reason. But obviously, don't risk anything. And but I mean, it really was. A very good FP1 considering how many accidents and red flags there were, and a lot of running time got cut short. So it felt like I think I ended up doing 3 flying laps on the hard and straight to softs. So it's quite tough trying to get everything out of a race car when you've only got 3 laps.
Well, this is a new track to you as well, certainly in this sort of machinery. So you were 0.3 off Oscar's time on those softs. How happy were you with that, given the fact that, as you say, you weren't pushing too much? And just how happy were you that the team trusted you so much with one set of spares?
No, I mean, like I say, I'm pleased with that because obviously, all these guys have been in the car for full year and more. And it's quite tough to just jump into an FP1 and kind of get on with it, but I'm very pleased with it. I feel very at home with everything that comes with Formula One, and all the switch changes, and it definitely is a bit busier in the helmet versus IndyCar with all the slow laps, fast laps, switch changes, but I didn't really feel like out of place, and I think that's important when doing these things to help the team, because otherwise it's you definitely will be useless if you can't get the team what they need. So I confirm I feel useful this weekend. We got everything done.
Well, I'm sure you were very useful to the team, but also whatever you'd have done, the crowd were delighted to see you out there. Could you hear them going through the Foro Sol when you're in the car?
They were talking to me in the radio, so I can only see people moving, but I couldn't hear them screaming. It was really special. I can after the launch at the end of the checkered flag, I took a bit of a slower lap to appreciate everything. But it goes by too quick, man. I want to drive some more.
Well, yeah, there's a couple more sessions. We'll have a word, see if we can get anyone who has a dodgy taco overnight. You might be back in the car. But let's not wish that on anybody right now. You said you wanted to use this weekend when I spoke to you last week to kind of, you were interested to see the growth in interest and the level it would be at here. What have you found coming here this week when you knew you were going to do the FP1? Because you seemed very popular when you went to a mall appearance a few days ago.
That was not expected at all by anybody that was planning the event. Yeah, even I was like, wow, a lot of people turned up for this. That's great to see. I mean, the people here make you feel like they made me feel like I was Brad Pitt or something. And I'm certainly just a racing driver and smiling around. And I love this sport. I love driving. I love feeling what the pinnacle of race cars are capable of doing, and that puts a massive smile on my face. Even when I just watch them go through the S's, through the quick corners, like F1 cars are just freaking awesome through the high speed. So it's been a wonderful week, really has. It's been really long days, a lot of talking. My throat is getting a bit roughed up, but it has been very worth it because I've been received with so much love and really has been special.
Well, sorry, I'm going to keep you talking for a little bit longer. I've got a few more questions on this one, but then you get to go and do engineering, which is actually the fun part. I know that you get to work with the team on what's been going on this weekend. You said you want to drive the car again. You didn't want to get out of it. Is it guaranteed that you'll get to do Abu Dhabi? Are you hoping at least to get another FP1 outing there?
I think that FP1, no, they haven't told me, but there's a lot of things in F1. There's contracts with other drivers, and obviously I would love to do it, and I'd be so keen on doing that in the test, but it's really not up to me, is it?
Well, hopefully you do get another opportunity, and this one was obviously a big weekend, as we said earlier. The team put a lot of, I guess, faith in you because of the title fight they're in right now. Does it feel like you're kind of making steps towards a potential F1 seat in the future?
Yeah, I mean, certainly within the team, I think they know what I'm capable of, and I think, or I would hope that they think I'm deserving of a seat if something ever were to open up. But yeah, I would say I don't really want to get ahead with anything because it's such a weird world. It works in very mysterious ways. All I can do is really take advantage of my opportunities that are handed to me, and then the rest of it has to be decisions by guys way higher in the ladder than me.
Well, you mentioned something earlier in a print media session here that you were desperate to win the Indy 500 and an IndyCar Series title. Just how much is that your focus and your goal, and how much could that maybe then open doors for you in Formula One as well?
Yeah, I mean, that would be to me that's what I want to do in IndyCar. I've been fighting for the championship. I've been fighting for 500 wins multiple times. But getting it done is another thing, and I would, that for me would represent if doors would ever open up in Formula One, I would comfortably say that I achieved the best in that discipline. And then trying another discipline out, because I feel like that's what life is about. Life is about experiences, and what can you do in your time here? And I feel very grateful to be in a position where I can fight for an IndyCar title. Maybe not very easily the last few years, but I think we're getting there, and we're going to get better. Certainly for Indy 500 for sure. And then accomplishing that and then having a chance at Formula One, like, not many people can say that, but until that happens, then I can say, it did, everything does happen for a reason, but no, I mean, I don't see it out of the cards for sure. Like, I don't see it not happening, but I also don't know when it could happen because it's out of my control.
Well, you certainly did your hopes no harm this weekend, so well done.
Thanks, mate.